Hi sweet pals, welcome back to my channel. So today we are going to be making Abacha. Abacha is one of the Nigerian recipes precisely eaten in Igbo land. So every Igbo girl has to learn how to make this Abacha. And this delicacy is made from cassava tuber. And if you don't know what Abacha is, just don't worry. Grab your seat, sit back, because at the end of this video, you are going to learn a new recipe. So then, let's dive into the video. I have my cassava here, and I'm so happy that they came beautifully long, because choosing the size and length of your cassava is the very first step you take while making your Abacha. So then I'll just go ahead and wash the cassava. And before I forget this, my darlings, please don't peel off the back of your cassava before cooking it. Just go ahead and trim off the hard part of the cassava. And then you get your pot and measure out the cassava, the length, in a way it's going to fit in your pot, because the length of your cassava matters a lot. And in a while you will understand why I said you shouldn't peel off the back of your cassava before cooking it. So the next thing we do is to choose the sizes of the cassava the way you are going to cook it. Like if you have the bigger ones, you cook them together, and you have the medium sizes, you cook them together, and you have smaller sizes, you also cook them together. So in that way your cassava will cook evenly, because you don't want to overcook your cassava or make it so soft. And that is it. So I'm just going to go ahead and start cooking my cassava. So I added some water to cover the whole cassava, and then cover it and start cooking. And in order not to overcook my cassava, I usually set a timer, and here I set it for 10 minutes. And the cassava has been cooking for 10 minutes, so I have to go ahead to check on the cassava to see if it's already cooked. And I realized that it's not yet cooked, and as you can see, the center is still whitish. So I just have to go ahead and cover the cassava and set my timer again for another 3 minutes, so in order to make the cassava cook well. So after 3 minutes, I checked on the cassava again, and I realized that it's almost cracking at the center, which if I boiled it for more few minutes, I may lose the whole cassava. So the next thing, I will go ahead to start boiling the next batch. And so in a while, I'm going to show you guys another way you can always check whether your cassava is well cooked. All you have to do is just to get the cassava and cut through the cassava to remove the watery part, and then check the center. If it's no longer fresh, that means that your cassava is well cooked. You don't need to allow your cassava to get cracked before you know that it's cooked. So let's quickly check the very first one I cooked that was cracked at the middle. As you can see, the center is already like getting soft. So if I cook the cassava more than this, I'm going to end up getting Abacha that is very soft, which is not good for a perfect Abacha. So guys, now it's time to peel the cassava. If you can remember before, I said at the beginning of the video not to peel your cassava before cooking it, and here is the reason. You don't want your cassava to be slippery while grating it. You would want to have a firm hold of the cassava. If not, you might end up hurting your fingers. And secondly, when you cook your cassava with the back on, it helps to protect the cassava from getting soft easily. So I would urge you, next time you make your Abacha, try not to peel off the back, and you will see the difference. And here is the third one. When you cook the cassava with the skin on, to peel the cassava is very easy, because the skin comes out on its own smoothly and beautifully. You have my curiosity to develop in the right direction. Mama, So now let's get into the main thing. It's time to grate the cassava, and I have this particular grater here with me, and it works perfectly fine. Even though we have one particular locally made one which I don't have here, but this one can serve me. And the strands of my abacha, they're very, very good. Like, they came out beautifully. So this is how we grate the cassava to make your abacha. So you just need to keep on grating it this way, but then be very mindful of your fingers, because this can be very, very hurtful. Like, it can hurt your fingernails especially, and which can be so disastrous. So you just have to always be careful and know how to protect your fingers.
You made me strong.
So at the end, I ended up having 4 tubers that are not well cooked, which I purposely cooked half done in order to demonstrate something to you guys. So all I have to do is just to grate them separately from the ones that are well cooked.
When I was young, you gave me all.
This is why I said before to always monitor your cassava while cooking it, in order not to overcook it, because even when it's half done, you still have remedy for it. In some places, some people grate their cassava before boiling it, and some also boil before grating. So I'll just go ahead and put the cassava in a bowl and add hot water to it. So I realized that my water wasn't hot enough, so I have to boil water in a pot and pour the cassava inside the pot. After like a minute, I brought it out and it was good. And guys, here is the outcome after boiling the cassava for like a minute. And have to remove the hot water and add the cold water. And for the rest of the cassava, I also poured in cold water, covered it, and then leave it to soak for hours. Usually I do my cassava during the evening so that it can soak all through the night, to make sure that all the cyanides are being removed from the cassava, which is very dangerous to ingest. So the next morning, I just went ahead to start washing my cassava, rather now my abacha. So there is a particular way we usually wash it back home, which we wash it in a basket, put it in the water, dip the basket inside the water and begin to wash. But here I'm just going to be using my pasta spoon and this sieve to wash it, and they work perfectly fine for me. So usually we wash this abacha for a number of times until the water becomes clear. And you also have to be tasting your abacha to know when it's good. Like, once it's good, trust me, you will know. So you could end up washing the abacha 4 to 5 times depending on how starchy your cassava is. And if you prefer to wash it with your hands, just run your hands through the abacha and try not to mash it. If not, your abacha will break into pieces. But I prefer washing it with a pasta spoon and a sieve like this, because it makes it a lot more easier for me. So I'm gonna go ahead to give my abacha the final rinse, and after that it will be all good. And look at how beautiful the abacha turns out to be. So the next thing I do is to hang the abacha outside. So it's quite unfortunate that it rained today and the weather is not so good. So usually we make this abacha in a sunny day, but it happens that today it rained, so the weather is not so good. So that's it. I'm gonna go ahead, hang my abacha, and it takes like 2 to 3 days to get the abacha all dried up, depending on how sunny the weather is. And after a few days, look at how wonderful the abacha is. Like, it's so dry and crispy. And this is how you get your abacha. So pals, thanks for watching this episode. and watch out for my next video where I will show you the best traditional way of preparing this abacha, of cooking this abacha. And please subscribe, like and share the video with your friends and families, and see you on the next one. Goodbye. Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm so happy to share with you guys today how I usually dry my catfish at home, how I usually make my azwopo at home. So since I learned how to do this, I never bought azwopo from the market. So today I want to show you guys how I usually dry the fish. So I got this 3 kg fish online around 40 yuan, and it came this way already gutted. So all I needed to do was just to give it a very good wash and then get it ready for cutting. To be honest guys, this fish came like this and it was very scary. Like, I got confused on what to do with the head. So I went ahead and trimmed the head and started cutting the fish. And I needed to cut the fish a little bit flat because of the size of the oven I'm using. So I tried to cut it a little bit flat, not so flat though, in order for it to dry faster. But it also depends on the size you want your fish to be. So after cutting the fish, I have to give it another wash to remove the remnants of blood on the fish before putting it in the pan for grilling. First, sprinkle some salt on the fish, and then take it to the oven. In order to get your fish dry and crispy, always grill on a very low heat. In this way, you will be able to dry the fish without burning it. And another thing is, I always try to add a base, just like a pan, under the fish to gather the oil and water that will be dropping, because this oil could spark a fire when it drops on the bars of the oven. So after I've grilled the fish for some time, I brought it out and flip it over. Put it back into the oven, keep on grilling until it's all dried up. And voila, here is the outcome. So this is how I usually get my dried fish. I never bought it in the market. And after drying it, please don't cover it, just take it outside and then dry it or sun dry it. And if it happens that the sun is not out, after 2 days, take it back into the oven and maybe heat it up for like 20 minutes, and the fish will be all dried. We'll keep in a very cool, dry place. And that is it for today guys. Thanks for watching this episode, and please subscribe and like my video, and see you on the next one. Bye bye. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. So on today's video, we are going to be looking at how to wash bitter leaf onubu. And bitter leaf has a lot of health benefits, which when taken as a tea or when eaten as a vegetable in a food can be so beneficial. So today let's look at how to wash bitter leaf. So the first step, after plucking the bitter leaf off the stem, is to take it outside and wilt it under the sun for like 10 to 20 minutes, or depending on how hot it is, the weather is, because here
It's still summer in the time I was making this video, and mine didn't last so much longer, and by the time I knew it, it was already dried this way. So you might not want to dry yours, allow yours to be this dried. So because of that, I have to soak it in the water for some time before I started washing the bitter leaf. So I don't know if you've washed bitter leaf before, but if you did, you would know that bitter leaf takes time to get washed. It takes time to remove the bitterness of the leaf. And as a kid, I wasn't a fan of washing bitter leaf, to be honest. It wasn't one of my favorite house chores. I remember then whenever we had to make bitter leaf soup, and my mom would ask me and my elder sister who would wash the bitter leaf. Trust me, whoever gets to wash this bitter leaf will wash it with bitterness, because it takes time to remove the bitterness of the leaf. So sometimes you have to wash it for like 7 to 10 times before it gets good. So at interval, we would take the bitter leaf to my mom to inquire from her if the onubachana, if the bitter leaf is already done. And sometimes she can exaggerate and tell you that you are far from getting it done. So it's quite discouraging, honestly. And that's one of the reasons we never loved washing this bitter leaf. But now as an adult, you got to do it yourself, and I just realized that washing bitter leaf is not really that hard task. Just have to know what works for you, whether you love your bitter leaf to still have a little bit of bitterness in them, or whether you love taking out the whole bitterness. So another tip is, some people love to add salt in their bitter leaf. So one of the reasons you should add salt is if your bitter leaf is not shredded just like mine. You see, mine is almost like piecing up, and if yours is not coming out this way, you can add salt to make it these pieces. And then some also add red oil to control the foam that is coming out. And also you can also add edible potash to make it softer, and also gets it washed faster. So you just have to keep washing the bitter leaf until the water is clear and foam is no longer coming out. So just like I said before, it depends on how you love your bitter leaf. So here I am going to stop here and just give my bitter leaf a last rinse, and then that's it. The water is already clear. And in total, I washed the bitter leaf for like 5 times, and that is it. So I will have to squeeze out the water, make sure that I squeeze out all the water from the bitter leaf before putting it in a Ziploc bag. So you can either store your bitter leaf in the freezer and it will last for a long time, or you can dry it. You dry it, make sure it's very dry, and store it in a dried form. So, but as for me, I prefer refrigerating my own, putting it in the freezer. It keeps it more fresher than drying it in the sun. So this bitter leaf is actually a shrub plant which is mainly grown in the tropical Africa. It's a herb also, and the leaf serves as vegetables for many people, and in my place we call this bitter leaf onubo. So tell me on the comment section what you call the bitter leaf in your country or in your region. Do you use bitter leaf to cook also, and what dishes do you guys use it to prepare? So let's learn together, okay? So guys, thanks for watching today's episode, and please subscribe and like the video so that you get notification when I post again. And trust me guys, I still have lots of recipes to share on this channel, so stay with me, and thanks for watching. Bye bye.
Hi sweet pals, how are you all doing? Welcome back again to my channel. Hope you are good. On today's episode, I'm bringing to you guys a complete video of how to cook and cut your goat head. You know, this goat head is actually a very big task for a lot of people. So when we go to the market to buy this goat head for our ECU recipe, we usually tell the butcherman to help us cut it into pieces, because sometimes we don't have all the tools that are needed to cut this goat head. So but on this video I'll be showing you guys step by step on how you can cook your goat head, make it tender enough for you to be able to cut it even with your normal kitchen knife. And hey guys, I want to use this opportunity to say a very big thank you for keep watching my videos. And if this is your first time of visiting my channel, you are highly welcome. And also don't forget to like the video if you like what I do, and also please subscribe to my channel. Okay, let's keep going. Let's dive into the video. To make sure that my knife is sharp, and then I'm going to give this issue a slit here. Also give it a slit at the other end. I'm going to be using this pot to cook, and I hope that my goat head is going to fit in, because the goat head is quite big. I'm going to be adding in some water. Also add some salt. Cover it and then start cooking. So it has been boiling for more than 30 minutes, and I have to occasionally turn the other side for it to cook evenly, owing that the goat head is big and my pot is not quite big, so it didn't fit in very well. And after like 2 hours or more, my goat head is ready. And guys, just look at that beauty, and see the skin is even very tender, maybe because I cooked it for a longer time, and it smells so good that I just want to start eating it at this point. But then I'll have to go ahead and start cutting the goat head. Alright guys, so this is how you cut your goat head, and please rate my goat head cutting skill. At least I tried, right? Okay, so if you enjoyed the video, please leave me a comment and also subscribe and like the video, okay? And also watch out for the next video I'm going to make, where I will use this goat head to make an isiewu recipe, and I'm sure you guys will love that one too. And see you on the next one. Goodbye. Hi sweet pals, welcome back to my channel. So today we are going to be making isiewu. I'm going to be showing you guys how to prepare isiewu. So isiewu is actually goat head. Yeah, so we call it isiewu. Is a very delicious traditional delicacy we eat in Igbo land. So it's called isiewu in Igbo. So we have two ways of making this isiewu. One is the one you make without the brain, so which you can add some other things that can spice it up. And the main one, so the main one is the one you prepare with the brain. So today I'll be showing you guys the two different ways how you can make your isiewu with and without the brain. So making this recipe requires a goat head, which is the main meat we use for isiewu recipe. Then for the ingredients, we are going to be using palm oil, crayfish, dried chili pepper, fresh chili pepper, seasoning cube, salt, onion, ginger, garlic, edible potash, and calabash nutmeg, which we call ehuru in Igbo. So the first thing to do is to cook the goat head. Then as I'm cooking the goat head, I will get the ingredients ready. So for the calabash nutmeg, you have to remove the back. So you can either burn it, like roast it, or you use your knife to remove it, just like I did in the video, and then grind it. So now the goat head is well cooked, and the next thing I'm going to do is to start cutting it. But I've made a video of how I cut this goat head, so you can check out the video and see how I cut the goat head. So you know, for this isiewu recipe, the brain is very important for this isiewu recipe. So I'm going to go ahead to take out the brain of the goat head, which we are going to use later in this video. So after everything, here is the meat we got from the goat head, and I think it's pretty much. Now it's time to make the main dish. In a pot, I added some red oil. Just add the quantity you may be needing, and then the next thing is to add the edible potash, which I've melted already, which I've dissolved already in the water. Just add the water, the small quantity at a time. Then stir until the oil curdles together. So after that, the next thing I did is to blend the goat head brain. So I put it in a mortar, added some water, just a little water to it, and then blended it together. So after that, you have to pour it into the oil and potash mix, and then start mixing them together. And it will turn into a bright yellowish color like this. So that's when you will know that your isiewu is getting ready. So you just have to keep stirring it until it gets to your satisfaction. Then the next thing we do is to add the isiewu meat, to add the goat meat in. So here I just added the quantity I needed and reserve the rest for the other method I'm going to be showing you guys soon. Wow, so guys, our goat head is getting ready, so it's time to add the ingredients. So I'm going to go ahead to add the fresh chili pepper and then some salt to taste. Add some of the grind calabash nutmeg, dry chili pepper, some crayfish, a seasoning cube, and some of the stock from the goat head I cooked, and then mix them together. And that's all, guys. This is how you make your goat head isiewu. So I mixed it for a while, then I tasted it to check whether it has all the ingredients needed, and I noticed that it needed more pepper, so I added some pepper and also some of the stock from the goat head. And that's just it, guys. This is how you make your goat head isiewu. So now our isiewu is ready. This is the first method. So to do the second method, which is very simple, in a pot just add your goat meat and then add the water, the stock from the goat head you cooked, add salt, add onion, fresh chili pepper. That's what I used actually. You can add any other thing you want. I added ginger and garlic also, then cover it to cook for some time. Remember that the goat meat has been cooked before, so this is just to get the ingredients get into the meat. And then the next thing is to add palm oil, some potash solution, a seasoning cube, stir together for a while, then add some pepper, crayfish, calabash nutmeg, added some water, and that is just it, guys. So stir it together for a while, the food will be ready. So this is how you make your goat head without the brain. And then let's dish it together and taste and see which one tastes better. Which one do you prefer? Is it the one with the goat brain or the one without the goat brain? As for me, I think, anyway, let me not spoil the gist. Let's wait till the end of the video to see which one tastes better. So guys, this is a very simple recipe we do. The only difficult part is just the cutting of the goat head, which you can ask your butcher man to help you do the hard job of cutting it. And here you enjoy your goat head. So isiewu recipe is, you can make it as a cold food, or you can also cook it just like I did with the second method. So guys, this is how the whole process went down. And if you're still watching till this moment, please subscribe and like my video. And I'm bringing to you guys another new episode, which is awesome and fantastic. And God bless you. Peace out. Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. How are you all doing? It's been a while. So if you're a chicken lover or a fish lover, gather here. Let's cut some chicken and preserve some fish. So on this episode, I'm going to be showing you guys how you can save up some cost by buying your fish and your meat in bulk, and at the same time, the best method I have used severally to preserve my chicken and my fish for a long time, even up to 12 months, and it will still remain fresh and good till you eat the last one. So before I started this method, my fish usually turns bitter by the time I'll be finishing the last batch. But guys, since I started using this method to preserve my fish, I realized that it remains as fresh as ever. So every 3 to 4 months, I go to the market to buy a carton of fish, depending on the size of your fridge anyway. So if you always have light, why not? So I will urge you to try this method. So whenever I feel like I'm running out of fish, I will go to the market, get maybe a carton of fish. I try to get the bigger sizes, in as much as this time around I didn't get the bigger sizes I usually get, but this one is still reasonably big. So once I get home, I will start immediately to gut the fish, because in order to achieve this goal, you really need to start immediately while the fish is still iced. If you allow the fish to melt down in order to maybe be more easier for you to cut it, you might end up losing the freshness of the fish. And the main purpose of this method is for you to get your fish still fresh as ever. So the first thing I do whenever I come back from the market is to start working on the fish. You don't have to wait for your fish to defrost before working on it. After all, the main purpose of this whole thing is to retain the freshness of your fish. So the more you allow your fish to get defrost, the bad the fish goes. So you have to work as fast as you can and start gutting out your fish. So if you are a fish head lover, just know you that you are going to be saving up the head of the fish separately from the main fish. If not, that head of the fish can also make your fish go bitter. So from my observation over the time I've been preserving my fish with the gut inside and the head, I realized that by the time I will be bringing out the fish on and off from the fridge, the whole fish will go all bad. So this time around, I resorted to this method by which I would gut the fish, clean it up very well, then save it up in the fridge as fresh as ever. So the first tip I would like to drop here is that if you are someone who cannot withstand cold, I would say you wear gloves that can prevent you from getting cold. Because at this point my hands were already frozen, like I kept on dipping my fingers in warm water in order to keep going, because guys, I really want to achieve this goal, even though I didn't have time to buy some gloves. But I'll urge you to buy one if you cannot withstand the cold. This is how I've been preserving my fish in order to get or to keep my fish ever fresh. So I live in China, where I would say you can get everything you want at every point in time. You can order online also, but I realized that I can go to a supermarket and buy just 3 or 5 sizes of this kind of fish at maybe 45 to 50 RMB, whereas I bought a carton of fish like this at 120 RMB. So if I check the pieces I got from this carton of fish, I would say that it's worth it, and this is what can last for like 4 to 5 months for me. I started buying fish in bulk when I noticed that some of my friends around don't buy fish from the supermarket. So whenever we go to buy things from the supermarket, I noticed that they don't buy fish or meat. So then I started asking, and they told me that there is one local market around our side that they usually go to buy things in bulk, maybe in 3-4 month interval. We sometimes, the people that don't have enough storage in their fridge, can contribute money to buy maybe 1 carton and share. So until one day I went to the market with them, and boom, I found out that I could actually get fish that are fresher than the ones that I used to get from the supermarket, and at the same time they are way cheaper. So the first time I bought the fish, I realized that by the time I finished the whole bag, the fish has gone all bitter. And then I realized that I was not storing the fish the right way, which I was supposed not to store the fish with the gut inside. So that was when I started removing the gut from my fish before I store it, and the result has been amazing. So guys, now I have finished gutting the fish. Now it's time to clean up the fish. So another tip I would like to drop here is, as you're cleaning up your fish, do not allow the fish to come in contact with water. What I mean is this: do not clean your fish with water. Just use a paper towel or a cloth like towel, just like the one I'm using now, that is also washable, to clean off the blood. In this case, you can even wash the towel again over and over and keep on cleaning until you remove the remnants of blood of the fish, and then store your fish in the fridge storage. So with this method, I've been able to store my fish for a very long time, and the result has been awesome. Alright guys, thanks for staying with me till this moment, and I hope you've learned 1 or 2 things. And if you truly want to try this method, please try to work faster on your fish, because I realized that as I was filming and working on the fish was losing the eyes, and that is not good for the fish. The main purpose is to retain the freshness of the fish. So guys, remain blessed, and also watch out for the other video where I showed how I usually cut and preserve my chicken. See you, bye bye. Hello guys, how are you all doing? Welcome back to my channel, and if this is your first time of seeing my videos, welcome to Gina Home Cookings. So on this channel we post about food recipes, both traditional and intercontinentals, and also how to source out for your traditional food in the comfort of your home, irrespective of where you live, whether you live in Nigeria or abroad, because most times we Nigerians, we find it difficult to get our food while living abroad. So this is the right channel for you if you've been having difficulties finding your traditional food where you live. And again, I want to use this opportunity to appreciate all my returning subscribers. You guys have been amazing, and thanks for your support and your encouragement. So guys, let's dive into the video. Today I wanted to show you guys how I usually preserve my chicken. On the other video I made before about how I preserve my fish, if you have not watched the video, I would recommend you go watch it. I'll put the link down below in case if you want to watch the video. And I showed in details how I usually preserve my fish to make it last for a longer time. So today I want to also show you how I preserve my chicken. On this day I bought 1 carton of fish and 2 cartons of chicken. So I bought 1 carton of boneless chicken and 1 carton of chicken lap. So just like here, I just show you how I usually cut my chicken breast, put it in a nylon bag and put it inside the fridge storage. So this way, whenever I want to use my chicken, I'll just pick 1 bag out of the fridge and the rest remains in the fridge. So this way it will prevent freezer burnt. And again, when you stockpile all your chicken inside the fridge storage, you might end up wanting to bring out everything down to defrost the chicken before you can pick out the one you want. So by doing this on a regular, you might end up getting all your chicken spoiled by the time you will be eating the last batch. That's why it's good to partition your chicken, maybe in a nylon bag or preferably in a Ziploc bag, in order to keep them separated, especially when you want to bring them out of the freezer. By doing this, like partitioning it, will make your chicken to last longer. So for the chicken lap, I realized that my chicken has a lot of fat on them, so I first of all removed some of the fat on the chicken and then went ahead to start cutting it. So I usually cut it in just 2 or 3 parts in order for it to fit into my fridge storage and also to create enough space to contain more chicken. So again, I usually reserve some of the chicken lap that maybe if I want to grill chicken or any other thing, I can use them. So but for the rest of it, I cut them into pieces and store it in a nylon bag. So guys, this is how I usually preserve my chicken, in as much as when I was recording this video, it was during summer and the chicken was defrozen fast. So guys, thanks for watching my video and see you on the next one. Bye bye.